Alrighty, well, good morning, everybody. This is Around Cranberry Township, where we like to connect you with your community. I'm Dr. Bulow with Revive Upper Cervical, and today I am chatting with Erin Weber of Weber Insurance Agency. I want to make sure, I didn't know if it was group or agency. It's been fun. We've been having a lot of fun getting ready for this interview. I work in the Rowan Tower. This is the Rowan building, right? Is it
Viola building?
The Viola building, right on the corner of 19 and Rowan Road. And so we have a common landlord. And then I came in and I got introduced to the creepy elf, which Erin was mortified that I wanted the creepy elf in the shot, but we are going to introduce this creepy elf and learn what in the world this story is at some point. But yeah, I'm glad that we could make it out.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I kind of wanted to explain where you guys were located, because I know what that's like being in a building. It's kind of nice because it's a bit more formal, but then driving by, some people can miss it.
Right.
How long have you guys been here? How long has Weber Insurance Agency?
I believe we've been here since it was built.
Since the Viola building was built?
I think that we are an original.
Wow.
Not necessarily in this office. We've had a few different offices in this building, but we've been here for a long time.
Wow. Now those who have lived in Cranberry, when I first moved in, would reference, they'd say, oh, you know where
the Safari Sam's
was, right?
We still say that all the time.
Yeah, so if you're new to the area, you'll learn that Cranberrians and Pittsburghians like to reference businesses that may have been long gone, but that's just how we get around. We don't know street names. We really don't. So it looks like you have a guest. Come on in. But that's the thing about live. But
hello.
That gentleman right back there, love to take care of you. That's just the way it is.
Good, how are you?
Good. So it's a busy place at Weber. That's all right. That's just the way it is. But yeah, so Safari Sam's used to be here. Mm-hmm. It is no more here. But we have places like Fun for All, which Erin and I were talking about. We take our kids to, and we did an Around Cranberry interview with Chris there. So yeah, you guys have been here for a good bit of time.
We have.
That's really cool. Now, how long have you been with the agency?
I've been with the agency since 2006. See you later.
Take care. Since 2006.
Yes.
So that's
before that, but full-time 2006.
So for those of you that don't know, this is a family operation here. So when you say before that, were you here like in middle school and high school helping out?
I used to clean out files when I was in high school, middle school, right.
That's intense. So yeah, so we were chatting about it. Your dad and your uncle started the business, right?
Well, my uncle purchased the business from his father-in-law.
Oh, okay.
I believe in 73.
That's right. Oh my
and
gosh,
then
yeah.
My dad bought into it a couple years later.
How about that?
And they've had it since then. Well,
that's pretty cool.
Until a couple years ago.
So at the very least, we can say multi-generational, and in the last couple of generations, family-run, which is pretty cool. And that's not always easy to come by, you know. I'm kind of curious what you've kind of like, what are some of those things that you recall? Did you learn like insurance principles as a kid helping out around the office, or was it just kind of helping to clean up? I'm just kind of curious.
It made taking my test in 2006 definitely a lot easier, I think. Just being around it my entire life and hearing my dad talk about it.
I would assume it's kind of priceless, because whether you wanted to learn it or not, you probably did, just through osmosis, you know.
Right.
My wife runs the office in our clinic, and she grew up in the family business, which is a pizza shop in Wilkinsburg, and she knows business principles better than most people I know, and she didn't step foot in a collegiate world, to be honest with you.
Right.
But she just knows it, and she knows management, and it's kind of priceless. We were chatting a little bit earlier. You have a couple kiddos. What are their names and how old are they?
Ayla and Lena, and they're 5 and 4.
Oh man, that is busy. And I was telling Erin, one of the questions, aside from the insurance questions, which we'll warm up to that, but one of the questions I wanted to start asking folks at an interview are some of their favorite things to do in Cranberry, just as residents or citizens or people that pass through. Because it's such a dynamic town, we have a little bit of everything. What are some of your favorite things to do, either with the kids or even maybe without the kids? You know,
there's not too much time without the kids, other than work. No, we go to a lot of the parks in the area.
What's one of your favorites? Which one's the one that you go more often than not in the spring coming up here?
The one by the Cranberry Pole on North Boundary.
Yeah, North Boundary Park. Very nice park. I think they're looking at expanding it even. Very cool. What are some of the things you like to do when it's the winter time?
Fun for all.
Fun for all.
That's my kid's favorite place.
Always a win. Shout out to Fun for All. I would have to agree, especially in that age range. There's nothing that beats it. But very, very cool. So what do you guys do here at Weber? What kind of how would you define your agency among agencies? You know what I mean? What does Weber stand for? What kind of services do you provide to the community? Things like that.
I mean, the number one thing is customer service.
Yeah.
Trying to make people happy, save them money, give them the right coverage, go above and beyond. There's a million agencies in the area,
Sure.
So if you don't have that customer service or the rapport with your clients, you're going to be lost.
Yeah. Do you have clients that date back because you guys have been around so long? That's probably pretty cool. You know,
Definitely.
We're just starting to see now in our clinic. We've been around 10 years, where we'll see the kids of patients and things like that. I'm guessing you see the same thing.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool. What are some of what do you see as a big need? Like, what's a missing gap in someone's insurance policy that they probably, or coverages that they're probably unaware of? You know, when they come in and you say, ooh, yeah, that probably needs to get taken care of. Is there something like that you see?
People that come in that haven't been with us, I'd say sometimes, their limits just aren't high enough.
Got it.
And people don't realize that once they pay for liability, it doesn't cost a whole lot more to increase liability.
Gotcha. So for a little bit more, you can have a lot more peace of mind.
Right.
Are there horror stories of people that haven't had enough that you've come across where they didn't have enough coverage? And what are some of the what's the most common?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Gotcha. Because that would just okay. Let me phrase it another way. Where do you see people's liability the most hurting? Is it in home? Is it in auto? Is it in life? Where are people usually lacking that extra?
Well, most people are lacking in life insurance.
Gotcha.
But as far as home and auto, I'd say probably auto limits.
Yeah.
And that's something we always try to explain to people and encourage them to have higher limits.
Yeah, because not to point fingers, but I know most of the ads that I hear on the radio and TV are, keeping you covered for less and minimum coverages and all that kind of stuff.
Price, right? And that's not what we do.
Yeah, I've never actually thought about it from your industry's perspective. In the healthcare space, we always kind of see the same thing with popping a Tylenol for a headache. It's cheap, but then if that headache, for example, is an alarm bell to your body saying something's wrong, you're just kind of waiting for something else to blow up in your face, and it's not. I mean, get it. It's cheap for now, but in the long run, it's going to cost you. So that's huge. I think that's probably the difference between those that are local and have been around a long time and are just based off of value and not just quick and easy sales kind of a thing, I guess. Again, not pointing fingers at anyone else, but I can kind of see where that would kind of be similar. One of the things that I was telling Erin I would ask her, which I think is kind of an interesting question that I ask everybody, is what got you into this industry? What do you like about it? What jazz? I mean, obviously it's almost. I mean, I shouldn't make that assumption. Was the writing on the wall since it was in the family, or was there something that pulled you into it? You know what I mean?
I fought it for a long time. Yes. I went to college. I went for communications. I wanted to get into marketing, something like that, and did not want this at all. I don't know why. I just rebelled against it, but. I eventually came in, and now I'm thankful that I did, and I love it, and I love coming to work every day.
That's cool. That's really fun. What is it? What are some of those things that you enjoy most about it? Is it the administrative paperwork in the back? Is it the face-to-face with the clients? Is it just the sales side of things and communication side? What do you like about the insurance industry? What do you like about it now? Why are you glad that you did it?
Well, it's a nice mix between dealing with in the forefront with people, but also the paperwork on the back. So sometimes you can get away from it too.
Sure. Yeah.
But no, I think making people happy and being able to save the money in a good way and still give them the right coverage is probably the best part of it.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, just doing the right thing for your community. I mean, and I think that's kind of we had talked about why we started around Cranberry Township. That's kind of one of the underlying drives, man. It's just understanding your local business owners and what drives them, because that's really, really cool. Just doing the right thing by your clients. I mean, who would have thought? But when it's a small business, it's, again, and I don't want to make the assumption or point fingers at larger corporations, but it's just harder. It's harder to have that hands-on presence of doing the right thing when there's multiple layers of management in between you and the client. You know what I mean? If you're dealing directly with your clients, you almost have to do the right thing. You'd have to be a really dark person to look at someone in the face and not do the right thing. So that's really, really cool. Well, what we'll do in a second is I'll go around and in our Instagram page, so this is live on Facebook. For those of you that would like, you can come over to our Instagram page and I'll snap some photos in the stories. Maybe send them back on Facebook later on. But we'll take some pictures and meet some of the team here. I understand you did not bring in the creepy elf, right?
I did not bring the creepy elf, no.
Who brought this in?
Justin.
So we'll meet Justin. And then we also have another agent in the back.
Carol.
Carol.
Carol's here today.
So Justin and Carol are agents. And who we have to thank for actually getting us connected in here was your assistant up front, Nicole. Who Nicole's not with us here today, but thank you, Nicole. Shout out to Nicole. But yeah, we'll take some pictures around the office. And but we'll give you the last word, man. Any last words you want to say to your community in closing?
No, thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
The best thing that we do is to help people. The best feeling we have is when we can save people money and give them better coverage at the same time, and that's always a great feeling.
More coverage for less money and with a personal touch. Don't know what else you could ask for. Thanks, Erin. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
Thanks, guys, for watching. Please share it. You never know who might be in need of some good coverage. And if you have any questions, I almost forgot to mention this in the beginning. Ask them, man. Comment. Ask. Erin, I'm sure, will be able to come back to this video and answer the questions that you have.
Sure.
That's one of the other things about this. Is really one of the main things about this is just getting your questions answered and connecting you with people like Erin who are experts in their field. So please engage. Thanks for hanging out and thanks for the claps. And we'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks, Erin.
Bye.
All right. See you guys. Bye now.